Hello everybody, it's Nerdy Boy Weeps here. I am back with a new video. Something I've been meaning to do, but I was like, you know what? I've been slacking off this too long, and I saw some people that I probably was going to do this anyway, so I'm going to stay true to my word and do it. It's talking about my top 10 movies of 2021. Yes, it's a late video, but here's the thing. I have a job, thank God, and it's time consuming because I work in retail. And I have to deal with other stuff outside of work in my personal life. So yeah, we're going to start this off doing something different because you know how if you know Mr. Multiverse, he usually does um, top 10 through 2 movies, then does his honorable mention, then he does his number one. Me, I'm going to do my dishonorable mention and my honorable mentions. I have one dishonorable mention because it's generally the only movie I really didn't care for, and my brother, who I saw this with, told me when we actually celebrated my mom's 60th birthday, when we were all chilling, he said, like, the only thing good about this movie was a credit scene. So, starting off with my dishonorable mention is Venom, Let There Be Carnage. What is the thing about this movie? I'm okay with the comedy of Venom like they did in the first one. But here's the thing. Uh, okay, yeah. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to answer something for my mom. As I was saying, okay, the actors are good, like Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson. Hold on, sorry about that again. Um, the Venom versus Carnage scenes were probably the highlight of the movie for me personally, especially Venom's reaction to Carnage. But the credit scene, which ties into a movie that's on this list, is what saved this movie. Okay, going with my honorable mentions. Uh, I saw one of these actually at my brother's house. I went to New York earlier this year for my nephew's birthday, whose birthday's not too far from mine. Um, hold on. Excuse me. Uh, um, first honorable mention is Alien 1977. Fun fact: this was the first movie I saw in 2021. And why is it on honorable mentions? Because well, it's kind of an older movie, but it was in theaters on New Year's Day of last year for me, where I go to. And I've always been a fan of the Alien franchise, but I've never gotten to watch it in full and in theaters. So it was a really good experience. And there was only like 4 or 5 people in there, including me. So it was a fun experience. And I'm a fan of Sigourney Weaver. So, and we're not going to bring a Ridley Scott's stupid self in this. So let's move on. Next honorable mention. I'm hmm I would not. I don't know if I want to do it like this. I might just wing it with these next two. I'm going to say Dune 2021. Reason Dune's on here because here's the thing: I've never seen anything Dune related prior to the new movie, and I found this movie pretty interesting. Interesting, and this is my first time seeing Timothy Chalamet actually act, and he's a freaking good actor. I see why a lot of people like him, and I can kind of see why the girls love him. Dude is actually pretty freaking good looking. Sorry. And a lot of the big actors are in this movie, and I am really excited to actually watch the new one in 2023 because that's when the sequel comes out. Excuse me. Okay, the next one. I feel like I have more honorable mentions. I'm trying. I gotta look on this Wikipedia what came out this year. Next one is a movie that did come out 2021, just like Dune, and that is Without Remorse. Without Remorse is that Michael B. Jordan film where he plays the dude who has a pregnant wife, but when he's take care of something in the house and wait for the stuff, I think he had a music owner when he was working out or something. People invaded his house and his wife got killed, whatnot. So he goes on a starts killing people. Well, people who could be connected to that the murder of his wife's unborn child. Um, so there's that. It was a freaking good movie as a Michael B. Jordan fan, because I love Michael B. Jordan. I really do love Michael B. Jordan. A lot of you guys got into him because of Creed. I got into because of Chronicle, which has Dane DeHaan in it. It is Chronicle's such a good movie. Um, okay, I did have more honorable mentions, and this one's a controversial one. That one is Mortal Kombat 2021. Yes, I'm putting it on here. You dinguses. I was trying not to say anything that could have been a swear word. You're probably thinking, why would you put Mortal Kombat 2021 on a list, despite a lot of other people having mixed feelings, or either going from dislike to liking? It's because, as a veteran Mortal Kombat player, I freaking enjoy this film. Because to me, this is what Mortal Kombat 1995 and Annihilation should have been. This is coming from a guy whose guilty pleasure is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I know they didn't go into too deep of things with the stuff that happened there, but keep in mind, guys, this was the director's directorial debut. And it's hard to take on something like this as your directorial debut. You can't really use that same excuse for Dragon Untold. Granted, Dragon Untold is a freaking good movie. That's Vampire movie, Luke Evans. You're welcome. For all you guys wondering, is In the Heights or any musical film going to be on here? Musical, yes. In the Heights or West Side Story, no, because I've not seen either one. I meant to see In the Heights because Lin-Manuel Miranda's in it. Also, if you have not been paying attention, one of the actresses in there, her name's Leslie Grace, is actually playing Batgirl, and I'm really excited for it because you're saying, oh, she doesn't look like Barbara Gordon. I beg to differ. You're probably wondering, why is she wearing a purple and black suit? Isn't it always black and gold? This is based off the Year One look, in the Year One story, because Brendan Fraser is playing Firefly, which is more than likely the main villain of the story, which I hope it is, because this movie's coming to HBO Max, mind you. Excuse me. Let me make sure I don't have any more honorable mentions. Because if I don't, I'm just going to if I don't, I'm just going to go into my top 10. I'm checking something. And it's funny because I mentioned the West Side Story, because apparently a documentary about Rita Moreno, who's one of the original actors from West Side Story, as well as the original voice of the game version of Carmen Sandiego from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, is in that movie. She's also actually in the Carmen Sandiego Netflix series as that one with who had the coat where Carmen got the coat from. I think the one that's Avoir. Avoir? Like, yeah, her. Also, for all you guys wondering, am I sick? No, this happens with me a lot, because sometimes I just forget how to breathe or forget how to clear my throat. Okay, since I can't find any as of right now, I think I'm just gonna go into my top 10. Number 10. You're probably thinking, why is this at number 10 and not higher? It's because I didn't base on because the next three choices, next three are all Pixar films. Excuse me again. The next one, I'm in the number 10 is, believe it or not, Encanto. Yes, Encanto, Encanto, Encanto. What can I say about Encanto that hasn't been said already? Encanto was a freaking good movie. Like, I like how all Pixar films that came out for 2021 had a different form of diversity and actual different form of storytelling. And I'm going to go into those as I go into the next two. With Encanto, it focuses on the family element, and the thing is, they're so diverse and so balanced out. It's actually really refreshing to see, and it's really, really fun to watch them. Um, my favorite of the Madrigal family, which is the main family, is Mirabel, Luisa, which is, fun fact, Luisa is actually the middle sister. While my least favorite of the sisters, Isabella, is the oldest. Because I think she's 21. And I'm going to go on a limb saying Luisa's 18, maybe? I know Mirabel's 15, so there's them. But other than Mirabel and Luisa, I like Antonio, Camilo, Bruno, Felix, Peppa, Mirabel's parents. Yeah, like, those are my favorite of the Madrigal fans, so most of them. I like how you can relate with Encanto, as if you're like that child that a lot of people had a lot of expectations for, but never got to unfortunately reach them because of too much pressure, and because when the moment you do it, you get shunned for it. You'll relate to Mirabelle a lot because that's how she is. I like how snarky she is and how sassy she can be, and her facial expressions are amazing. Number 9 is another, as I said, they're all Pixar films. For this one, next one, I saw this at my nephew's house as well. When I saw because I saw Without Remorse there too. Because we were at my brother's house from early in the morning till late at night that day. Is Luca. I had no expectations for Luca, and I wind up really enjoying it because my nephew really loves the film. He really loves that film. And I like that it's again, like Encanto, taking on the diversity set because um again, it takes place in another ethnicity, but it's more. It still has this fantasy element, but it's more grounded. It's not as vibrant and like flashy and glamorous as Encanto. It's funny because Encanto means glamour. I'm a glamour, or glam, however you want to pronounce it. But with Luca, it's a pretty simple story. Like, in Luca, much like Mirabel, you can relate because he's a young kid, and he's also, um, he's like any. I feel like he's Ariel without the whole directly being a mermaid or merman in this case, or merboy in his case. Because, yeah, much like his Triton, his parents didn't want him going to the surface world because of how dangerous it could be. Um, but they eventually came to accept it, and it's kind of a bittersweet ending when you think about it. Because, like, Luca's gets to go to school, but okay, I'm going to in the spoilers. I'm sorry. Shutting up now. Moving on to my number 8. Number 8, I put this on here because as a fan of action martial arts, this was a great movie, and this movie was the first time I got to see Aquafina in anything, and that is Raya and the Last Dragon. I like this movie in Kelly Marie Tran getting to play Raya in this film was really great. This movie feels like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but from Disney. Sisu, which is Awkwafina's character, had moments where she was comedic, kind of like Mushu was in Mulan, but I feel she was wiser than him. But the action here is so crazy. It is so freaking good. I don't want to make this video too long, but I am going to do my best to try to say what I need to say, because we already got the honorable mentions out and whatnot. Dishonorable mentions, honorable mentions, whatever. So with Raya, I'm not going to go into it, but the story is really good. The message, there's a really good message to it. United we stand, divided we fall, and it's pretty good. Okay, number. I think this is 7. Number 7 is, believe it or not, Cruella. Yes, Cruella 2021. You're thinking, why is Cruella on this list? Reason being, we don't know a whole lot about Cruella, especially if we haven't read the books. And I'm kind of glad they kind of made her different with her origin story, because in the books, she's apparently what makes her become the woman that she is as a child, or how she personality wise is apparently she drinks ink. I'm glad they didn't do that in that movie, because kids are impressionable, people are impressionable, and adults and teenagers, in both aspects, can be a bit stupid. And there are a lot of twists and turns in this film, but it's an overall good movie. My cousin and my brother literally saw this after me, and they both enjoyed it, because they weren't sure they weren't going to enjoy it, but they wind up enjoying it, and it's getting a sequel. And Emma Stone, I was waiting to see her do a role like this. And also, fun fact: this is kind of involving descendants. If you remember Cameron Boyce, the actor played Carlos DeVille, that movie was released on his birthday. God rest his soul. Definitely a good film. I've always wanted to see Emma Watson play an antagonistic character. There's no heroes in this movie. It's just vengeance, chaos, fashion. And I love it. Number 6 is, you're gonna probably be like, why is this at number 6? Black Widow. I like Black Widow. I am a bit iffy on the whole Taskmaster thing, but it gave us Alexei, the Red Guardian. It gave Milena. It gave us Yelena, who, if you watch Hawkeye, does come in there. And I freaking love Florence Pugh. She is freaking amazing as Yelena. And her regular voice is actually just as charming as her Russian voice when she does Yelena. And I'm hoping her and Haley Steinfeld get a spin-off with Yelena and Kate being buddy cop, as Mr. Multiverse said. There was a scene in Hawkeye where they're on the elevator and they're fighting each other, and Yelena just gets, Kate just smacks Yelena. She's like, what was that? What was that? It was so funny. And Hawkeye was a good series. And it has some really good characters, and also that it's going to get a spinoff. And keep in mind, Netflix Marvel's involved in this. Number 5 is probably a bit considered controversial, because my next choice is The Eternals. Yes, I put The Eternals over Black Widow. Why? Because it breaks the Marvel criteria. People trashed on this movie for no good reason. They crashed on it for no good freaking reason. And the thing is, I enjoyed it because I saw it with my brother, and the ending credit scenes shocked me. Because I did not expect us to see Harry Styles, spoiler alert, for all you people who just watched it, or have not watched it, because it's on Disney Plus now. Harry Styles plays Thanos' brother, Arrows, Star Fox, aka Thanos is also an Eternal, which they even said before the movie came out, that he's an Eternal of the Deviant gene. And then the last one, where we see Kit Harington's character grab the ebony sword, because he's known as the Black Knight in the comics. It's funny because my brother made a King of the North joke, because Kit Harington's played Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. and we hear a voice, and he says, "Are you sure you're ready for that, Mr. Women?" I went the first time I heard that voice, I was like, because I knew who that was. Because before the director Chloe Zhao herself confirmed it, I knew from the get go that was Mahershala Ali as Blade. Because the same time they unveiled the Eternals at that one convention, they announced that Mahershala Ali was going to be playing Blade, and I did not know they were going to put it in the movie. And the thing is, Marvel has to take more risks and experiment to stay relevant. And thankfully, with the Disney Plus shows, they've been doing that. I don't know if we could possibly see um, Blade and Morbius when it comes out. So who knows? Number 4, I almost forgot about this movie, but it definitely needs to be in my top 5. Is Godzilla versus Kong. Why is Godzilla vs. Kong in my top 10? I mean, top 5? Two of the most iconic movie monster kaijus fought each other in modern day time, even though it's been done before. But now it was just done in modern day and brought both cast from both movie franchises together from the recent adaptations and sequels. It was so freaking good. That one scene where they're roaring at each other is one of my favorite scenes. Um, Number 3, because this movie just got a spin-off with his show on HBO Max, and that is, I'm not going to say the name of the show because I'm going to say the name of the movie first. And that is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad 2021. After what happened with the 16 movie, we weren't sure how much this was going to be different for, can y'all see me? I might have to edit the lighting when I do this. We weren't sure how well that this was going to do, but this movie knocked it out of the park, and this was one of the funniest, one of the most action-packed, greatest films I saw in 2021. Idris Elba, John Cena, all of them, they were freaking amazing. It was such a good movie. Number 2 was a film that I thought was going to be my number 1. Until the last film came out, and you probably know what it is after I'm going to say this name. The number 2 film on my list is Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, Legend of the Ten Rings. Hold on. Okay, the reason why Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings is my number 2 instead of my number 1 is we're about to find out, hopefully less before this video hits freaking 30 minutes. Shang-Chi was something that's up my alley because I used to take martial arts and I love kung fu movies. I also love Marvel movies. I love superhero movies and superhero comics as a whole, as I am a superhero fanatic and a nerdy person, hence the name Nerdy Boy Weebs. It has such a good lore, good action. Aquafina stole the show at one point, actually, and it was hilariously amazing. She herself was hilarious, and she is charming AF in this movie. We're also apparently getting a Shang-Chi series in the sequel. And I think the series is going to be about his sister, who, fun fact, after the movie finished wrapping up, got married to her husband, who she met on the movie, and Simu Liu, Shang's actor, and Aquafina, Katie's actor, rented out Disney for a whole day for them for their post-wedding celebration. And we see the Abomination in there, so we know he's going to be in She-Hulk, so I'm ready. I think the main antagonist of the second Shang-Chi is going to be a character we thought was going to be in the first film, and that is Fin Fang Foom. I'm going to go say that. And number 1, it's kind of obvious. Because it was the last film I saw of the year after Encanto. And this film was literally made over $1 billion since this pandemic has started. And that is, I'm going to try to fanboy out for a few minutes, hopefully, is Spider-Man No Way Home. What can I say that has not been said about this great film? This film is a love letter to the Spider-Man franchise. It is a culmination of everything you love as a Spider-Man fan, and everything that is everything and that could be and will be Spider-Man. And I might try to do a review soon. I don't know when I'll do it, but this film is my childhood, my teen years, and my adult years put into one movie, and it leads to the possibilities of what's going to happen in the late near future. This was the first Spider-Man movie that made me cry, and it was just so engaging. So many cameos. Sorry about that. My parents just acting silly. This movie just is everything I love about Spider-Man. It also brings up the darker half of what it is being Spider-Man, the consequence, the struggles, and the things to come that with being a web crawling superhero that is Spider-Man. I am definitely getting this on DVD, and I'm actually going to be seeing it again soon. I just gotta talk with my brother about it. Oh my god, it is such a good film. And Tom Holland killed it. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I love all three Spider-Man trilogies, but Tom, as a comic book reader, I feel he's the as a comic book reader, not nostalgia wise. I'm talking about as a comic book reader, is the most balanced Spider-Man and Peter Parker when it comes to balancing both, and just seeing all these characters I grew up and watched to be in the same movie together, 2.5 hours. I did not have to get out of my seat. I did not have to go to the bathroom. I was glued into my seat watching this movie. And it leads, and that's, if you guys wondering what that second credit scene is, it's not really much of a credit scene as it is a trailer for a movie that's going to be considered a celebration of Marvel. And that is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is being directed by Sam Raimi, who made the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. Yeah. And we're going to be apparently seeing a whole bunch of cameos in there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't know why. I wish they didn't have to push it so far back, but I get why they did it. And same thing with Morbius. Spider-Man's making billions of dollars. Yeah. Alright. I half butted this, but hey, I got through it. I hope you actually got some good input out of what I liked about my top 10 movies of 2021. I'm going to try to make more videos like this. And if you want me to do some more, I'm still going to, or whether you want me to do it or not, I'm still going to do them. And if you wanted to see more, please just give me your thoughts. Please be respectful in the comments if you're going to comment. But please like and subscribe and share if you want to see more. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.